I was kind of going through my winter kit that I keep in the car. I just have like a Rubbermaid container, and I have a small shovel in there, and clothing and a few other things. And one thing I usually keep in there is this Hardcore Hammers Survivalist Hatchet. Now I have used this out camping and everything. Never had to use it for a survival situation. And it does real good. I've driven tent stakes and things like that, just sticks into the ground with it. Always been able to clean up that face. I haven't driven anything hard like nails or anything metal with it, so that's still all in really good shape. It holds an edge. If I remember, this was 4140. It holds an edge really good. As far as if you compare it to like the Swedish grind type axes, it has a stouter feel. It does bite really well, although I would say it's not as good as my Wetterlings. But it probably splits a little bit better. If you're splitting kindling and things like that, it does a real good job with that kind of stuff. There's a lot of debate about the lacquer finish. I've thought about, taking a sharp blade knife, scraping this all off. It's got pretty good grain alignment on the handle. But to be honest, I think if I was going to split all day or something, then maybe that would make a difference. But I just don't do that. So it has not been a problem for me. And I don't mind the lacquer on there. The one thing I did notice, though, when I got this out of storage, was that I'm getting some of this stuff on there, some of this mildew or whatever. If anybody has a good idea of how to prevent that or get rid of that, as right now I have a little bit of this mink oil. I'm going to rub this in. I try to treat the leather fairly, at least every year on all this stuff with mink oil, or I think once this mink oil is done, I'm going to be switching 100% to Obenaufs. I've been using Obenaufs on my work boots now, and I've been pretty happy with the results. Not that it was anything crazy, compared to the mink oil. The mink oil seemed to do a good job too. I think it's just important to treat that stuff so it doesn't dry out on you. I think that's the big enemy, is having it dry out and crack, especially where it bends there and stuff, where it's cut. That ought to help quite a bit. Anyway, back to the hatchet. So yeah, like I said, I have used this to cut and split firewood and everything. Never pulled any nails with it or anything like that. I think this is a really good all-around hatchet. It's good enough that I would honestly like to get some more of the models from Hardcore. And I always look at them when I go to Blade Show in Atlanta. They're usually there, and I check them out. And they have the Survivalist, which is a little bit lighter than this one. And the hammer pull, this is more like a big framing hammer. The hammer pull on the Survivalist is a little more basic, but I really like it. I really like all the offerings from Hardcore. This is the only one I have so far. Let's see how much this weighs without the sheath. So it's 28.64. So yeah, right around 1 pound, 12 ounces. So it's under 2 pounds. And you can really get some work done with this thing. So I like the round wedges, double round wedges in a nice formed eye there. They cut them off flush. Usually when I rehandle hatchets, I leave it just a little bit proud. But I don't have any problem with the way they did it. Just because that's what I do doesn't mean that's the way they should. But yeah, I'm going to rub a little oil into the head. And I'll probably get a little bit, actually, I'll probably just rub a little WD-40 onto the head for protection. And don't get the WD-40 down into the wood. I don't use WD-40 for the wood. I do have some boiled linseed oil that I use for that. And I'll just put this in the safe and drip a little boiled linseed oil on the top there and let it soak in to help preserve it. I don't think there's much should even have to do as far as the rest of the handle, since it does have the lacquer coating. I mean, that's one advantage, I guess. I know a lot of people are against the lacquer coating because it can cause blisters and stuff, and I do understand. I think if I had my choice to order it with or without, then if it was going to be a user, like this Wetterlings here. So I made this sheath. My leather work is very, very basic, but it does get the job done. So I can keep that nice and sharp. Heck, that can even stand to be touched up. You can see this has been used around a campfire quite a bit. This is a real nice size too. The Survivalist Hatchet is good. It's about a head longer. They both feel good in the hand. But if you're talking about a Survivalist Hatchet where you don't know what kind of situations you're going to be getting into, then I think that the hardcore is probably a better option. Let's see how much this Wetterlings weighs. Wetterlings weighs about 3 or 4 ounces more, even though it's shorter. It weighs more than the hardcore. This head is a hefty one. And I'm not here to argue which one's better or anything like that. We can take a look at that Wetterlings. We might have to touch the edge up on these two in a video coming up here pretty soon. This was mostly just to take a look at this hardcore because it's going to be going in my winter survival kit for the back of the car. And I wanted to make sure it was all set and ready to go, didn't need anything. Looking at the edge, it appears that I've taken a stone to it. I just don't remember. At one point, that's probably why this is still pretty sharp. I think the only thing that I'm going to do is lock this thing in the soft jaws, put a little boiled linseed oil on the top there. You want to keep this wood here oiled up good. Keep it swelled up with the right stuff. That'll keep that head nice and tight. I kind of need to go through all of my axes and do the same thing. So I might as well start here since it's going to go into the car soon. So what do you guys think of this? Do you guys have one or use one or anything like that? Well, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you have any other models like the Survivalist, I'd love to hear how you like that too. So I'm really considering picking up a few more for the collection. Eventually. Hardcore hatchets, Survivalist. Or hardcore hammers, Survivalist hatchet. All ready to go, right in the kit. All right, thanks for watching.